So let's add some CSS down here. Have the actual picker. And then let's remember to actually do this here. It looked like from the documentation that I can actually just... Oh, can I use a class name though? I know I can use style. I'm not sure I can do a class name. It's not listed. So I can do style. Yeah, but I'm afraid that won't do what I want. I can just do this. Just not use Aphrodite for that one thing. Picker styles. Const picker styles. Style equals picker styles. So right now it's taking up space. That is, when it's present, it moves everything else around. Yeah.
There's a problem with having it be absolute, because like when you go and you create a room, that still shows up on the form.
When you do what?
This is just a problem for me. I was testing it, like when I try to click and make a new room, then the message is still appears as you click as absolute.
Yeah, and I can't even get to the cancel button anymore. That's bad. So the form is also absolute position, right? Let's come back to that. So right now the emoji thing itself is taking up space. So I don't want it to, so I'm going to make it positioned as well. The thing's already positioned. It's already screwing up that other thing that he pointed out. So this isn't going to make it any worse. And I think I want it to open to the top instead of open down. So I'll make it actually negative 20 rim. So it'll go outside of its container. And I'll do it 2 rim from the right so that it leaves room for the button. Let's see how that looks. Okay, now it opens up instead of down, which on the very first message means there's not actually room. But I'm afraid it's going to screw things if there are lots of messages in here. If we don't do that, if I say top 0, it leaves room for it. It leaves some room for it, which is weird. It's not leaving it. Yeah. See the whole. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, what I did before, and we can deal with the fact that there's not room for it at the very top. Maybe we can just make this a little more space after this thing. Where's the announcement? Here's the announcement. I announced before I actually found it. That's not in message, that's in message list. Here it is. Got 2 rim around it. How about on the bottom? What's that going to do? Yeah. I can deal with that. Yeah, but as soon as there are actual messages in there, it's going to scroll right off. So it's only when it's a brand new room. I am totally okay with that. Like if you go to a new room, yeah, your first message, cage match, there's going to be some space there. Go to an existing room. What was that, Fortnite or General? General. It's going to scroll down anyway. I'm okay with that for now. Perfect is the enemy of good for right this second. But this is neither perfect nor good. This is terrible. So we should probably deal with this. Look at that. Mercy sakes alive. Couple things we could do. We can move the, now that room list is all the way up in main and not in room list, the new form doesn't need to be a child of room list. We can move it all the way up to main, and that might make this easy. We could actually not even show the chat component when this is visible. Or we could do a z-index thing. So z-index gets confusing very fast. But basically, on the z-axis is the idea. It's how things stack. It only works on, there's a whole blog post that I just found recently. I'll try to find it again and send you a link in Slack that explains how this works. Because once people start using z-index, they're very frustrated that it doesn't actually do what they want it to do. It's worth knowing it only works on positioned elements. But basically, the higher the z-index, the more on top of things it's going to be. So we could say for this absolutely positioned thing, position relative z-index. So it's z-index in CSS. So that means it's camel case z-index here. Z-index 1. And let's go to the room form. Z-index 1,000. You'll see people just like start with 10,000. I want this to be on top of everything. So they just make it some huge number, just in case they're dealing with some library that has z-indexes. Don't know if this will work. It did. Cool. That was enough. So I suppose I could have just made this 2, and it would have been fine. Let's not forget about direct message form. We're going to have the same problem. Point is, this should be on top of everything, so we're just going to give it a great big z-index. Cool. Let's make sure that when we have this here, okay, good. That doesn't cover it up either. Cool. All right. Position the emoji picker.